What's up, everyone? It's Caddy with MoneyVest. So Tesla here, absolutely charging higher and crossing over $200 a share. It started off the day at over just under 200 bucks, and of course now trading almost at $210 per share. Tomorrow is the big day where we are going to find out how many vehicles did Tesla produce and deliver in the second quarter 2024. So I'm going to break down some of the estimates from analysts here, and also of course go over the technical analysis on the stock, because it's incredibly important that Tesla gobbles up all the supply there is on Tesla stock in and around $200 a share here. So hope you all enjoyed this video and find it helpful. Please make sure that you drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're just joining us for the first time. And again, links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us. Of course, getting access to our entire MoneyVest platform. Less than a week left for the early access for the MoneyVest beta launch, and there is going to be a 51% discount that you can lock this pricing in for life until, of course, you cancel. You'll get a lot of data, including over 17,500 stocks that you can analyze using our entire platform, including our MoneyVest metrics, and of course using our stock analysis tools to calculate intrinsic value, fair value, and of course the sensitivity grid as well. And of course eventually track your portfolio, track risk, look at a MoneyVest index, a lot of other really cool features that we're going to be building on over time. So limited spots left, and the first week of the month is the best time to join. So we'd love to have you on board. If you have any questions at all, please do feel free to reach out on Discord or on email, and I'm more than happy to help. So first things first, Dan Ives, as we have already broken down in our previous videos, is again very bullish on Tesla with a high target of 350 and a 1 year target of about 275, and he does believe and expect that after the robotaxi event, which is going to take place on August 8th, Tesla's pump, or essentially the bull massive run in the second half of 2024, is going to get kick-started, and essentially we're going to see Tesla at higher highs moving forward, but it needs to break out above 210, 225, in and around those levels, and it's starting to look finally like it is gobbling up some of that supply. This is the first time Tesla's traded back above $200 since January of 2024. To be very precise, if you go over to the daily chart, if I remove everything here, if you come back to January of 2024, the last time it was trading above $200 exactly was back in February of 24. It was trading back in February of 24 here, and then of course below 200, and then prior to that was again January of 2024, but hasn't really traded above $210 since January 18th, 2024. So since the beginning of this year, it hasn't really traded above those levels. Now I do also want to point out that if you come over to the technical analysis on Tesla on the daily chart here, if I remove for everything and just simply go over to the daily chart, you'll notice that there was also a bit of a inverse head and shoulders, right? So this is something that we were talking about in our previous videos as well, and how there has been a little bit of that inverse head and shoulders. So a left shoulder, a potential head here, and a right shoulder, and now we're starting to see a bit of a breakout for Tesla. Not to mention, summer months seasonality is very strong, because June, July, August has been very strong for Tesla, as we've already seen in the past. So this right here, 2023. Prior to that, this right here was back in over here back in June, July of 2022. So again, we've gone over that last 4 or 5 years. Tesla stock has done incredibly well in the summer, and so it's possible that we do see that momentum carry forward, and the next level really is going to be the one over here, closer to $265 a share. However, if you do mark out this lower high, so if I mark out for this right here as being the trend for Tesla, so that's the lower high for the stock right now, and this of course was the lower low, which we talked about in one of our previous videos. This was kind of like an overblown move to the downside, and then of course recovered very, very quickly back up 43%. So if you mark that level, next resistance is going to be closer to 225. So 225 to 226 is going to be that level to watch, because that's exactly where that lower high ends up for Tesla. But of course, the moment we see a breakout beyond this resistance, the next target is going to be obviously up to as much as 270s for the company. Previous resistance, support, previous resistance a couple of times. So we're not out of the woods yet, because we're still very much in the context of this downtrend. So I would still consider Tesla to be very much in a bit of a downtrend, because we haven't really broken out of this previous high. Yes, you can make a case that, okay, this right here was a previous high, this right here was a previous high, so yes, we were making higher highs now, but I'm not fully convinced until Tesla breaks out above 270. I think that's going to be a very important high over here. And the moment it does that, I think that's where majority of that momentum comes in. $300 becomes very much in sight for Tesla. Now, coming back over to the catalyst here. So this right here is from Troy Teslake. He's expecting deliveries to be around 423,000 for the second quarter 2024 versus production numbers of 416,000. If you come take a look at our platform, again, this right here is going to be the entire MoneyVest platform that you will have access to. Really what I want to do is I want to go over Tesla's last couple quarters and take you guys through what the inventory levels were like for Tesla. So let's just come over to fundamental analysis, and we're going to go over to balance sheet because that's where we can find inventory. Let's just go back to the last 16 quarters, and then we'll come down, we'll look at inventory buildup. So inventory has been building up for the company. As you can see that most of 2022, we saw inventories kind of increase, stabilize a little bit, and then again, March 31st saw a bit of an increase. So there was definitely a lot of inventory, $16 billion worth of inventory that was piling up for Tesla. And that's exactly why it's possible that some sell-through rates increase and deliveries increasing, relative to production levels. And that's one of the reasons why, again, I do believe that delivery is going to be much higher compared to the production that we're going to see in the second quarter 24. Now, moving forward here, so Tesla's unveiling of Robotaxi in August will also catalyze some optimism in the short term, but no real substance will occur until full self-driving reaches that level 5 autonomy. And this will enable incredible financial growth for the company. And of course, many people are expecting Tesla to get up to over $1 trillion in revenue. So if you come over to our platform and let's just go over to analyst estimates, analysts themselves expect revenue to top out at $424 billion on average. That's based on 4 analysts. And of course, as number of analysts decreases as time goes on, we're expecting, almost $500 billion in revenue on the high end by 2031. I believe Tesla is going to achieve that number and more much sooner than 2031. Of course, a lot of that hinges on the idea how well and how quickly can the company execute on robotaxi, full self-driving, full autonomous driving, as well as energy storage, renewable energy, electric vehicle, again, bringing out a lower and cheaper model, and of course executing on some of the other parts of the world, including the likes of Asia, more specifically India as well, because that's a big market for Tesla. So that's where we are. And again, if you move forward with some of the other things, so while delivery numbers next week are very important, Street is starting to focus on the next growth driver at Tesla now, forming with the worst of the demand doldrums in rear view mirror for the company. And then, of course, Tesla can also rely on increased Cybertruck production to grow its deliveries over the next several years, at least as long as it's able to scale production efficiently. And Tesla's got a lot on the line with the coming delivery numbers. I do believe that it's going to be actually one of the lower quarters, of course, because of the decline on a year-over-year basis, because the company is still going to increase quarter over quarter, but it's most likely going to decline on a year-over-year basis, and analysts are expecting 438,000. I believe that anything over 430,000, I think, could be a huge win for Tesla, and could really, help the stock price boost beyond 210s and get up to over 225, 226, and then, of course, drive even further higher in the month of July, leading up to the Robotaxi event. It's possible that we get up to 250s, because I was looking at, calls and selling calls. August 16th is kind of out of the picture because we would be looking at post Robotaxi event. And it's possible that Tesla gets up to that $250, $260 levels. That's why you'll notice that the deltas are actually, 0.26, 0.24. The probability is reasonable for Tesla to get up to 245, 250s by August 16th, which is, again, after the Robotaxi day. If I were to be selling calls today, I'd be looking at August 2nd as 32 days out, because that's going to be before the Robotaxi event, because I don't want to get rid of my shares. But if you are somebody who is looking at getting a good dollar, a good sort of premium for their calls, then I'd be looking at August 9th, August 16th, because leading up to the Robotaxi day, it's possible that Tesla continues to move higher, because it's always, not always, but almost always, it's kind of like buy the rumor, sell the news type situation, where Tesla, or any stock for that matter, goes up on a catalyst, leading up to that catalyst, and then after that catalyst, it starts to sell off because, there's a lot of traders that are now looking to exit their positions. So August 9th, could be a reasonable strike to look at almost 40 days out. Then of course, depending on your cost basis, depending on where you're comfortable, I'd be looking at 250s to as much as 275s with some very reasonable premiums. I mean, $2 for a contract is what you're getting for 275 strike with a really, really low delta of 0.11. So those are some potential options for me. I'd be looking at 32 days out also. If I'm looking at August 2nd, I'd be looking at around 270 or 265. That's about $1.74 and $2 a share with, again, reasonably low deltas under 0.2. That's exactly what we look for. So the probability of this option expiring in the money is, again, reasonably low. So some things that I'm considering. But yeah, Tesla, absolutely incredible day. Congratulations. We are now starting to finally move higher on this company, but we've got huge resistances coming up in the 220s to as much as 270s. So we're not out of the woods yet. We've got a lot of work to do. And Tesla's summer seasonality is only getting started, in my opinion. So hope you all enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Again, get ready for tomorrow. Also, do join our MoneyVest platform if you are interested in getting early access to the entire platform. Do your own fundamental in-depth analysis on individual stocks. You will be able to, again, plot a lot of visual data. Any metric you want, you can plot it on the chart and do a full-blown fundamental analysis, including for using our calculators to calculate intrinsic value for individual stocks and, of course, price targets as well. So link's going to be down below. As always, make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Happy investing, and I'll see you all in the next video.